He was a really exemplary, beautiful young man. And it's a real shame that he's not here nowadays, you know, to be that incredible uncle to my kids.
Can you describe the moment you found out he was gone? Like, how did you feel?
I've processed his death more recently, kind of in my adult life. Like as a kid, I never really understood it. I never really believed it because we didn't have a funeral. Michael died on Everest, and his body still remains on Everest. So I always believed he was kind of a superhero figure in my life. I never really thought that he had died. And then of course, you know, enough time went by for me to realize that he was dead. But as a kid, I never had that kind of car crash moment of, God, he's definitely dead. You know, I remember that the rest of my family did and were able to grieve in a probably easier way than I was, just because it was clear to them.
What do you think about now when you think about Michael?
I think Michael was the most amazing young man. You know, I think that to have done some of the things that he did by at his age, he was only 22 when he died, it is kind of nothing short of remarkable. You know, I think he was very brave, very ambitious, and just has a lot of qualities that I would love to have and love my children to have. And you know, if I could see some of him in my kids, I'd be just delighted. You know, and I think he would likely have a wife and kids now, and life would be very different. I find myself thinking about that sometimes, and how our lives would be different if he was still around.
Yeah.
I use Michael as a way of, this is nowadays living in a certain way or doing certain things that I'd like to think he would be proud of. So I see him as a driver for doing interesting and exciting things that I think he would have loved.
Yeah.
You know, and my relationship with him has changed over the years. You know, when I was very resentful of his death and blamed others for his death and was generally quite angry about his death, that was when I was drinking, you know, badly and was in my probably worst state that I've been in my life. And when I stopped drinking and was able to make a film about him and move through his death in a different way, I now find it easier to exist in a healthy, positive way. In previous events that I've done, I've always felt helped by him. And I actually feel closer to him when I do things like this. You know, so for me, I get to feel closer to Michael, and I get to make as big a difference as I can to as many people as possible here in the UK. You lost a brother as well, did you not, Kai?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about him?
Yeah, he was very cheeky. Like we were very close, other than the other siblings. So we weren't allowed to go eat food, but he'd get me, because he couldn't open the cupboard. He would get me to get it, and then we'd come sit on the sofa and eat it all until Mum catched us and stopped us. But yeah, that's
You were very close to him?
Yeah.
Where were you when Kai passed away?
It was quite early in the morning, so I was in bed, and then I could just see the look on my mum's face, and I knew something was wrong.
You know, how did you lose him?
He died in his sleep because he was unwell.
How did you feel at the time?
I was quite young, so I felt surely, I thought he wasn't gone, but he was gone. But I was surely not, he's gonna come back. But he didn't, obviously. But I thought that because I was so young.
So Daisy, you were supported by Stand By Me, which is one of Global's Make Some Noise charities that they support. How do you think your life would have been different if you hadn't received the support?
I think I'd be not as confident, and I wouldn't speak. I'd keep it all inside, all my feelings, and I wouldn't really talk to my friends, and I'd just be quite lost.